Hey babes, if you're a beginner at makeup and you want to learn how to do your makeup for any event at all, just watch this. This is my freshly washed face. I start up with my primer. I like to apply my primer all over my face. I have dry skin, but that doesn't matter because whether you have dry skin or not depends on the kind of products you use. Your products can still cake. And for my brows, I'll go ahead to lay it down. If you need any of the products, you can ask me which product I used. I fill that in with my spoolie or my spoolie brush and just brush it through my brow hairs and then lay them down. It lays down flat. This product is good. This is actually my first time using this particular brand product from this brand. And then I go ahead to color correct. Now as a beginner, this is not a must, especially if you know your undertone before getting your foundation and you have the right foundation shade. You don't need to do that, but my foundation kind of feels a little bit light, powdery and dusty, dries out matte. So I like to mix it sometimes with my hydrating foundation. So this is a mix of both of them. Now I promise it looks lighter on screen, but as soon as I blend it, it will go down into my skin, all of it. So I like to use a flat brush to do my application first, and then I spray my face with a setting mist or a makeup spray. Go ahead, spray on my foundation brush too, or you can wet your beauty blender or makeup sponge and just use that to blend in. But I'll suggest you use a brush first before you go in with the beauty sponge. Now for my concealer, this is the brightening concealer I'm using. I thought of using like two different colors today, but I'm just, I'm just gonna do this. So you don't have a lot to worry about. Just take note of where I apply. This is just because I want to emphasize brightness on those parts of my face, and then this is me contouring using my bronzer. I like contouring more than bronzing because I don't know, it just feels more sculpted to me. And then I want to do that to further shape my nose too, which is still optional. Some people want the natural shape of their nose, like the absolute natural. They don't want to make it look any different. So you don't need to bother about contouring if that's what you want. And since I'll be doing a little bit of eyeshadow when blending my concealer, I like to extend it above my crease because I don't intend using a different eyeshadow base for today since I'm not doing anything serious. It's just brown colored eyes. So I use a smaller brush, fluffy brush, to blend my concealer. This kind of helps it to blend more seamlessly for me. I don't know. After blending this all around, I go in to apply my blush. And blush is also not compulsory. As a beginner, you want to keep your makeup as your product as minimal as possible so you don't get confused and overwhelmed. Now this kind of look that I'm creating today can go for any event at all. I think it's good enough for even like a work thing or everyday school. You just need to mind the type of colors you use for like your eyeshadows and your lips so it's not too shouty. So that's my blush. The blush I use is a cream blush. It's red. You can just use any blush that matches your skin tone and then make sure to set. Now I have dry skin. Ordinarily you would think, oh, I have dry skin, there's no need to use powder to set, but I promise you, you really need to use a powder to set. You can use a compressed powder if you're not so confident about a loose powder. You can just use a compressed setting powder. One I would recommend is from Maybelline. There is this square compact powder they have that really, it works well. You can use it to just set all your face with the same color, and then you can use one that is a little lighter for your inner corners of eye, like beneath your eyes, and then maybe your nose, just to emphasize the sculpting. Then Go ahead with a small brush to still set the nose portion where I use my contour. And then I'll also set my blush using a powder blush. So basically you just need to set everything with a powder product to avoid it creasing, like having lines when you move your face and talk, and your natural wrinkles kind of move up and down, your skin is moving up and down. It will create creasing and like bring the cream products together and create lines that are just going to make you look funny. So that's why you set the cream with the powder and it kind of dries it out and makes it to stay in place. Now for my eyeshadow, I just went in with a regular brown. I used that on top of my whole lid and below my lid. Then I went in with a lighter brown that if you don't look closely, you think it's an orange shade. I went in with a lighter brown on top of my crease, just directly on top of my crease. I didn't want to blend it too far, just to give a little bit more brightness to my eyes. I wasn't planning on doing much. And then one thing I want to say is your skin work really matters when it comes to being a beginner and doing your makeup right. So how your skincare matters, and then your skin work in the makeup also matters. After all of this, I like to spray with my setting spray and then dry this out a little bit. Then I continue and then use my shade of powder again to just set my face. But I had like literally 30 minutes to do this makeup. I was already running late and I was kind of waiting for my son to wake up. He was sleeping. We were supposed to go out together. I didn't want to wake him up like that, so there you have it. And for my brows, I didn't do anything much. I just filled in the parts that looked a bit more sparse and then used the brush I used to apply my foundation to just clean out the under a little bit to give a very natural look. Then I go in with some mascara. Mascara makes a huge difference, especially when you're not wearing lashes. I'm not a lash person, like extension person like that, because I'm not very good at wearing my own lashes. Whenever I put it, it doesn't really stay and it makes me tear up, ruining my makeup and all of that stuff. But sometimes I just feel it looks funny. So yeah, that's why mascara. And this mascara is so good. My sister gifted it to me. It's so good. Look at how long my lashes look. I'm just noticing this. I didn't see this when I did the makeup that day. Anyhow, it looks so nice. I like how the makeup came together. Basically, that's it. And then if you have like a fixing spray, you can just go ahead and spray that all over your face to bring your makeup together, to avoid transfer, like to make it transfer proof. For my lips, I didn't do anything much. I just applied a colored lip gloss and then a clear lip gloss on top of it. That was all. The clear lip gloss has like, small color to it, but it doesn't really show. And my dress was from Sofia Vergara's collection. I'm not sure which of the year or whatever. But yeah, it's a Sofia Vergara's dress. And my hair.